This is Sybert signing into Tiberium Wars with Spartacus. The legend is back. He is here with me today. How are you doing, Sparty?
Hello? Hello? Are you letting me talk?
Wow, I thought you were going to do the thing where people with voicemail would do, like, hello? Hello? No, just kidding. I'm not here. I thought you were about to do that.
No, I'm not that creative. I wish I had thought through a little intro gimmick.
Yeah, especially
like
since
your whole shaving the beard thing that you did that one time.
Oh yeah, when I left. That was a good gimmick.
Oh, that's right. It was when you left.
Yeah.
Ah, the good old days.
I have an actual beard now.
An actual beard?
Yeah.
See, I feel like people say that a lot, but they don't really have actual beards.
Well, like I keep it
like
trimmed short.
Okay. Yeah, I do the same thing because I have a beard, but like I feel like when I talk to people and I say I have a beard, and then they're like, "Oh, so you're one of those guys that goes to the barber and you know gets all these braids done with your beard." No, I'm not one of those guys.
Oh. Yeah, so I don't go to the barber either. Like I'm not a serious beard guy, but I have a beard.
You can grow facial hair. That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Well, but also, you know, when I shave, I lose about 10 years. So, like, it's a good way to age yourself. What are we even talking about, man?
That's true. No, it's all good. It's all good. This is what we do now, Sybert. So don't pretend as though these are not the conversations that we have.
You mean every
it's nice to be
6
back,
months?
Man. Hey. Good friends, remember?
So Aggressive Panda in the
is
chat is saying that there's a tournament going on in Kane's Wrath. But, didn't realize that. We're not actually here to cast a tournament. We're just here for some casual games.
Yeah, I'm definitely not, like, up to snuff enough to be able to cast a tournament at this point.
Yeah. So we're in Tib Wars. We're going to be casting some casual Tib Wars games, and Aggressive Panda says, "Tell Spartacus I love him."
I see him. I see you, Panda. Right. I'm here.
Oh, there we go. Look at you.
Aggressive Panda goes way back.
Yeah, I don't think he makes videos anymore, but yeah.
No.
He's still around. Yeah, he plays the game now and again. Venomy in the chat was, he was chatting, and then he's like, "Wait, Sparty is back?" It's like, that's the whole thing.
Exactly. See, that's the thing, man. It's everybody just loves you now, so we gotta share the love a little bit.
No, yeah, I got plenty of comments that prove that wrong. That are just people saying, "Yeah, the Sybert guy is okay because Spartacus is dead." I'm like the consolation prize.
It's only because, like, I was there for, I mean, because you were gone for a couple of years there where I was going strong. Like, that was the real, like, heyday that I had going on.
The golden age of Spartacus?
The golden age, yeah, when there was no competition.
That's how it is. That's the best time.
Number one. Sparty number one. Yeah, good time. It's nice to be back. Feels weird. Like I've got like these weird like jitters that we're going into our first game, and I'm like, am I even gonna remember what this game is?
I guess we'll find out. There's like half the comments in chat are just people saying Sparty is back, and by half I mean 2.
Well, yeah, and you said you were peaking out at what, 13 viewers the last time, so we're up to 19 now. That's not bad. Not bad.
Yep.
Getting that clout going.
All right, what does that mean? We're gonna. This is the old man section of the video. The word clout. I hear people use it in such bizarre ways that it can't mean the same thing to everyone. Like the way people are using it has to be inconsistent with each other.
Well, so first of all, we are two people that are very much not in the know, let's say. So the two of us having this discussion and coming to a resolution as to what clout means is probably not a good plan. But that being said, that has never stopped me in the past from going ahead and speculating. So, clout, as far as I'm concerned, is like is basically someone's popularity. You're using somebody for popularity.
Right.
or they're I can't think of a descriptive word other than using the word itself.
Clout is like when you have clout. That's what it is. Oh, okay, thanks.
Let's Urban Dictionary this.
But yeah, like it's just
that's
people
always...
use it in such in ways that like there must be multiple definitions, but I never know what people are actually talking about because they use it in different ways.
So so the top definition on Urban Dictionary, as though you couldn't Google this for yourself.
I
can't. Clout is being famous and having influence. So yes, you are definitely riding my clout tails right now.
So
there's no question about that.
That's vaguely how I hear people use it the most. But then I don't know, maybe it's one of those words that like it's like a noun and a verb or something. I don't know.
Yeah, well, no, I think it's just strictly it's a noun.
People use it so poorly.
Yeah. Well, and to be fair, on Urban Dictionary, the September 6th word of the day is steezy, by the way.
That's my favorite word.
And that's style with ease. So okay. Your efforts on Twitch are steezy.
Style with ease? I don't know that is style with ease, but all right.
That's true. That's true.
So apparently everyone on Tib Wars is playing like the longest game ever because no one has showed up in lobby, but they are online. They're all just like playing a really long match and we're waiting for them to get out.
Yeah. Where did you go?
I'm just relogging. Just in case there's a problem with the whatever.
Okay, well said. Well, so your Twitch chat is saying Sybert versus Sparty in game when do a best of 7.
Yeah, I did see that.
So I feel like people don't realize how boring of a game that would be. Like maybe they haven't seen our matches in the past where we're both so bad at the game that it's almost painful to watch, not even funny. Like we laugh because we know the mistakes that we're making, but I imagine as a viewer, like that's got to be a painful experience.
So, here's the secret recipe to playing Spartacus and winning, because that's what I do. You just defend his first attack, and then his macro is usually so bad that you can win after that. And because you're also bad, you have to defend, and that's easier than attacking.
Sorry, but you're going to pretend like I didn't roll you in every game that we ever played?
Well, you didn't, so yes, I am going to pretend that it's truth.
Well, it's sounding like that best of 7 challenge is coming up then, doesn't it?
Here's the thing. That was years ago when I actually played semi-regularly. I have not played Tib Wars in 4 years or something.
I've played in far less time than that, or far longer time than that. So I think we're on equal ground.
We should 1v1 in Destiny 2.
Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that. I don't even have Destiny. I've never played it.
Yeah, I play it with my wife, and then we have some friends who also play it.
I think I told you I was going to look into it, and then I never did.
And then you didn't.
The classic
friend move.
So we've got Thorelson in the chat saying, "What is the chance?" Just looked up Sparty. Come on, man. On the YouTube a few minutes ago, and being sad that he is gone. Being sad that I'm gone.
Yeah. See,
I'm not gone. See, I was never gone. I mean, I was taking a break.
See, people show up
4 years, but
people show up in my channel to talk about how much they miss you. This is the purpose of me on Twitch and YouTube, is to give people a place to talk about how much they miss you.
That's true. It's true. Well, the love is felt, and it's appreciated, and it's reciprocated. I don't know how, but I guess me being here. It's kind of narcissistic, but
you're like
I'll accept it for what it is.
You're like the Pope. You're just out on your balcony waving to the people. You're like, "Hello, good people who have missed me."
I've got enough people in the Kane's Wrath community alone that hate me enough to not be considered the Pope. That's for sure.
Wait, don't a lot of people hate the Pope?
Well, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
To be fair, I don't know that I'm the least knowledgeable on the Pope, but if you could draw a graph of the people who are most knowledgeable on the Pope, I'm very low on that list.
I think that's most people when it comes to the Pope, to be fair.
I know.
Like, we know that there is a
Yep.
Pope. If you ask people what the real responsibilities of the Pope are, I guarantee you nobody could answer that.
Something with the Catholic Church, man. That's all I got.
It's like asking what's the purpose of the Queen? You know what I mean?
With the Catholic England, man.
Well done, UK. Well done. We're keeping that relic of a system still alive.
I think this is a.
To be fair. Go ahead.
Oh, I think there's like a split in the UK. People who dig the royal family, and then people who really dislike the royal family.
Yeah. I totally get it from like if you just enjoy like the palace intrigue type stuff, the literal palace intrigue type stuff, by all means, have your fun. But the idea that that's a system of government is mind-blowing.
Well, I mean, the monarchy isn't, right? Because they have the prime minister and the parliament. So, I don't know that that's, I think they're clear on the system of government front.
True.
But
so Aura is saying that the queen rules in the stead of God. That is her purpose. So that's true. I mean, that is a good point.
But is there anything else that we have virtually no knowledge of that we can discuss live while we wait for games to show up?
Honestly, Sybert, I think the luxury of the two of us is you could pick any subject and both of us know nothing about it. So
that is the advantage. We have a distinct advantage that way. So Tib Wars. We both know nothing about that.
I think we know a little bit about it, where it becomes mundane to speak about. It's almost more fun to talk about things that we don't know and see what kind of trouble we can get ourselves into on YouTube.
I don't like that idea.
Well, considering it's your YouTube, I don't mind it so much.
This is taking a lot longer to get a game than I thought it would.
Yes, it is.
Oh. Okay. We're gonna hit replay on the music, and then. Spartacus, tell the people where you've been, and I'll be back in a minute.
What happened?
Baby Bert's got a diaper problem.
Oh. All right, I guess I shall vamp for a bit. Well, Sybert wants me to give my whole life story on his channel. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. You guys are gonna have to come visit me after this, and come share the love over there. But yeah, it's been good, man. It's been good. I just looked up the stats. Where's the stats? So I've been offline. So my last single game cast for any game, which the last game was Kane's Wrath, was May 8th of 2017. And then I cast tournaments a little bit more recently than that, but not much more. March 18th of 2018 was when I did the Decade Cup semifinals. Didn't even do the finals. But yeah. People are saying there's a Kane's Wrath tournament right now. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not doing tournament casts, at least not now. Maybe in the weeks to come, we'll see. But tournament casts, man, it's a lot of freaking work. It's not a lot of work, and like it's hard work. I mean, I'm acting like sitting here talking in a microphone is hard. It's not. I'm not gonna pretend like it is. But that being said, it's just a long time, man, and it is a strain on your voice. Best has requested to be put on my friends list. I don't know you, man. Sorry. I mean, if you're a Smurf, you gotta let me know who you are. But yeah, it's so that's the thing with tournament casts for me. Whether it's Kane's Wrath, Tib Wars, doesn't really matter. I don't mind the idea of being involved in a tournament cast, but the idea of orchestrating it all myself and stuff is pretty tough. Shadow Maze of Light saying, good to hear you are well, Spartacus. I appreciate that. It's nice to see everybody here. It's nice to see everybody kind of showing up and paying their respects to a dead man, so to speak. Claymore, welcome back. Good to see you, man. But yeah, so things have been good. Things have been good. It's been a few years since I've been online, but a lot of stuff has happened real life wise. It's been awesome. It's been all good stuff. Today happens to be one of the few days where I kind of have the house to myself, so figured I'd sit down and play around with Sybert a little bit, see if I could help him out. Yeah, God, Lord knows the guy needs some help. No, he's a good guy. Always respect the dead, Aura. Yes, good man. So there is a tournament going on, huh? So people are, I'm assuming people are streaming it? Let me check. Wonder how I even look this up. I'm not particularly Twitch savvy. So where is the stream?
Wow, do we still have nothing?
We still have nothing? What do you mean?
In game.
Oh, there was somebody that came back in the lobby. His name was Best.
Yeah.
Whoever that is. But aside from that, I don't see anything.
This is crazy. They must be playing like an hour-long game.
Are you sure that they're really in game, or was the stuff on CNC Online, was that outdated?
Like I keep refreshing it, and they're still there.
Huh.
Like I guess Dimitri is gone.
Oh.
One Vision,
Goodbye,
we got
Dimitri.
the Rockets, Shocktreatment, Shoktrepet. They're all online.
Yeah, Panda's trying to convince me to look into this Kane's Wrath tournament. I just got the command post thing today, being honest with you, and it's been a struggle to work with it. It's an interesting piece of software.
Interesting.
Interesting, yes. I'm trying to be nice.
Yeah. Do you like how if you
all
disable
notifications,
notifications, they re-enable themselves in a week? That's pretty cool.
I didn't even know there was notifications. I haven't found those yet.
Yeah, you install it, and it immediately is like making sounds at you, and it's like pew 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 pew, and you're like, when was the last time I installed software and it made irritating noises at me immediately?
Well, that's good to know. I just turned those settings off.
Yeah.
That would have been a weird freak out moment.
Luva Scott says, stream the Tib Wars event. Is there a Tib Wars event going on right now?
Oh, is that where everybody is?
Oh, everybody's in Tournaments 1. There's an event.
No way. Are they really?
Yeah.
There's a Tib Wars event going on right now and we didn't know about it?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. There's so many people.
Oh my god. I didn't realize that there was a... Oh, it's called Peace Through Power.
Oh yeah, look at all these guys. Troll Report GG, Goofing.
Dude, it's
Edvin, Big Mole.
Shocktreatment versus the One Vision is either happening right now.
Look at Luva Scott coming in clutch.
That's so funny. We're just in the wrong lobby for half an hour.
We're like sitting here waiting for games to come back, and it's like, oh, everybody's online, but apparently we're sitting by ourselves.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I guess maybe we do cast a tournament, considering there's only tournaments going on right now.
I didn't realize that there was apparently stuff going on.
But I guess we can do it kind of casually. Like, obviously, we're not the official stream for the tournament, but
yeah, we're just a couple of numpties who are showing up for no reason.
Yeah, just gonna try casting a game for the first time. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
That's funny, man.
Yeah, I didn't realize that there was... I mean, to be fair, there aren't that many Tib Wars events. It's not like, every weekend. It's every once in a while, so... I just don't check very often. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I've been out of the loop.
Yeah, exactly. See?
So I'm assuming this is a game replays event, right? Because I know Edvin.
Yeah.
I think is he the new admin over there?
I don't know. He does something.
Oh, your stream still shows up on game replays. I always forget about that.
Oh, yeah. I guess they didn't remove it. I guess it's easier to just not remove it.
Yeah. That would require effort.
Well, but then, you know.
We know that's not happening.
If someone does... Okay, Shoktrepet versus One Vision.
That sounds good.
Wait, okay, they're both in lobby. Shock versus One Vision.
Edvin, we're not trying to suggest that we should be the official for it guy.
No.
We just showed up randomly. We didn't even know that there were tournaments going on, and apparently there's tournaments going on in both games.
Yeah.
So our bad.
So I'm shooting a short film at the end of today. So like the morning time is the only time that I have. Otherwise, if this was a different Saturday, I don't know that I would be like streaming this early, but
yeah.
Extremizer says, "Long time no see. You peachy? Are you feeling peachy?"
Always peachy. Always peachy.
Mr. Pickles says, "Any streamer for the event?" And Edvin says, "Sybert is. Only by accident." Extremizer, are you feeling peachy? Because I'm feeling pretty peachy.
All right, see, so Aggressive Panda is saying that I'm betraying them because I'm casting Tib Wars.
Yeah.
I'm not. Come on, man. I cast Tib Wars.
See, this is one of those things where it seems like you're making a statement, but it was really just like a convenience thing because we thought we were going to be jumping into a game, and then it turned out that there were 2 tournaments going on at the same time, and we had no idea.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, okay, jump into the game, GG.
What does this say? How about Sybert casting someone else casting Tib Wars live?
Like restreaming someone?
I'd be interested to watch you cast someone casting. Oh, that's what you should
commentary
do.
On
you should
someone
do like
casting.
You should do commentary on like my casting. Like we'll open up like a video from like 6 years ago.
That's called reacting, and that would get far more views than anything else I do on YouTube.
That's true. That's true. But that's a low bar.
Hey, dummy, set yourself to observer.
Oh, come on.
Oh, commentator?
Not commentator. No, I wasn't trying to set that.
I think you get the telestrator with that, which no one uses.
I figured out how to draw anyways. Did I ever show you how to do that?
Did you just draw like a penis on screen? Was that it?
Why would you suggest that, Sybert?
Seems like a pretty obvious way to go.
No, I would so you know how when you hold down control in game, you can draw like a little lasso to grab your units. Well, I use that to grab your units. See, I'm making content, Sybert. I can't make this stuff up.
You're very good at it.
I was using that stuff in order to like draw arrows and stuff where I was expecting to see, you know, people to go. So I was kind of using it to illustrate a little bit, but it didn't stay on the screen, which was the nice thing.
Yeah, like it's
the telestrator.
You know, it's one of those things that like because it's in sports, people I guess assumed that it would also apply to esports, and it's like, you know, you'll see it in between matches in like an analysis moment, but yeah, telestration never really caught on for esports very much.
Oh, see, I think it would be awesome particularly for RTS, because sometimes it's kind of tough to make it clear what it is that you're trying to say, or you know, try to illustrate like a really complicated point really quickly. And you know, if I could, my problem was like I couldn't do it all fast enough with a mouse. So if I had like a table screen that I could draw on, man, you have no idea. It'd be like watching the NFL.
Is that your next? You're gonna get a touch screen stylus computer that's a desk that you can play Tib Wars on?
That's the dream, Sybert. That's how we propel this game to the future.
Because
you know it's going so well.
From 2007. into the future. All right, so apparently, and Wolf in the chat just pointed this out. I forgot. Today is the actual 25th anniversary of Command & Conquer. So 25 years ago today, Tib Dawn came out, which it was just called Command & Conquer. It wasn't called Tib Dawn at the time, but...
Wait, so Tib Dawn was the original game?
What? Yeah. Are you having a laugh?
I didn't know it was called Tiberium Dawn.
Oh, no, it wasn't. That's like a retro name that they added after the fact because all of the other ones have subtitles.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're having any tournaments or anything over on the remastered side of things.
They probably are. I just wasn't paying attention, so. All right, we're going to be jumping into One Vision versus Shoktrepet. People keep asking like if they missed anything. You've missed nothing. We've been here for 26 minutes doing literally nothing, waiting for games to happen.
You might as well turn it off. You've already missed all the good stuff. Try again tomorrow. We'll see.
When we won't be streaming. So, One Vision keeps saying like 1 minute. So we'll see. We'll see.
That's fine.
If he actually
gives us.
Oh, these are best of fives. Wow. Early rounds are best of fives. Through the semis.
That's nice. Well, see, I like that. When there's it's a smaller tournament where you've got less people, just run it best of 5.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying for the semis?
No. All rounds up to the finals. Finals best of 7.
Oh. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I didn't realize it, but it does make sense also for Tib Wars because the games tend to be shorter.
Yeah,
so,
Tib Wars are pretty quick usually.
Might as well.
Oh man, I am excited about Arena being the game coming back though.
You got a big flat map. You got soccer fields. It's going to be great. You got tennis courts.
I love Arena.
All right, here we go. Shoktrepet versus One Vision in Tib Wars. This is an accidental tournament cast. Sybert and Spartacus coming in here. Now we got the loading screen, so that's pretty exciting. This is Sybert signing into Tiberium Wars on the map Tournament Arena. In the top left-hand corner, we have as the purple screen, One Vision. And in the south, who is it, Spartacus?
As the cyan GDI, because you forgot I was here, it is Shoktrepet.
Now, I mean, we already did, like, the real intro on stream. That's just the intro for people who are skipping to the game. Like, when it goes up on YouTube and it's a game time code, and they can just jump around.
Ah.
That's what that's for.
I see.
So, like, I already did your actual intro 30 minutes ago when we started the stream.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah. It's all good. No, what I was going to suggest is actually the old style that we used to use, not to completely ignore this game, Buzzer almost getting that engineer down on the bottom side of the map. That was really close.
Yeah.
And going to keep that assimilator on the top side of the map safe. But
what is the old
I imagine
style?
It's probably just going to be eco here early on.
Oh, yeah, because you got the blue tib. It's pretty good field. I'm really surprised no one has gone super crazy with, like, an expand.
No, we got an APC engineer, though. APC engineer going straight through the middle. Because I think, so this is Shocktreatment?
No,
Shoktrepet down in the bottom right. Yep, so Shoktrepet running through the middle of the map. I think he knows that there's no scouts that have run through here, so this is interesting.
2 buzzers going to find him out.
Spotted.
Ooh. Yeah, so they expand in the south for One Vision, and the APC has to pull a little bit further north, still heading for the main base, so he's going for the Conyard, going to try and shut down the blue tib that way. And, I don't know, I guess he could also get the War Factory.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I haven't seen Scrin hold off an APC engineer in a while, so I feel like he's going to have a tough time. There's the engineer. He gets it!
Oh,
he gets it!
GG, man. This is it.
Oh, that's a rough game, man. Well, good luck for the rest of the game, I guess. You're on a warp sphere and portal. Yeah, GG. I don't blame you, man. That's a tough go of it. Well played, Shoktrepet.
He didn't even do anything. He just engineer caps his MCV. Okay, good game 1. Poor One Vision. That sucks for him.
To be fair, APC engineers are a pain to deal with. They are difficult.
Yeah, I thought he would see it and then lift off his MCV.
Yeah. A short game 1, I would say.
Yep. So game number 2 coming up. This is a best of 5, so one game is not the end of the road for either one of these players, of course. Shoktrepet with a very quick 1-0 lead, and that is going to be, I think, potentially tilting for One Vision.
We'll have to see. One Vision's a good player, so perhaps he will survive.
Yeah, you gotta make sure that you can bounce back from that kind of stuff, but, like, you know, when something like that happens to you, it's also so frustrating.
Yeah. So to be fair to One Vision, I don't know how much Tib Wars he plays, because One Vision I knew was playing Kane's Wrath.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised to see him online.
So I'm curious how much Tib Wars he actually plays, or if this actually is One Vision or not, the same person I'm thinking of, or if it's just a name that's been used the same way. It looks like it's the same person.
Yeah. I think I remember him having the ones in there like that, so. Claymore says he plays one game a year, so yeah.
I just saw the same thing, so
that might be.
You can't give him too much of a hard time.
Tournament Tower, going to be the second map choice. Of course, this is loser picks map choice, so you get a little bit of an advantage potentially if you have, like a favorite map or a map you really enjoy playing on, but I don't know that people have strong favorites in Tib Wars.
And Shoktrepet, man, he's a tough nut to crack, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Shoktrepet, a couple of months ago, taking Bike Rush 2-3 in a series, so he took Bike Rush to the limit. He didn't, like, lay down and die or anything. But that takes us to Tournament Tower in the top left-hand corner as the Cyan GDI. This is Shoktrepet, up 1-0 in this best of 5.
Then moving down to the bottom right corner as the red GDI, we have One Vision.
See, in this game, I also didn't introduce you.
That's true. That's true.
See how that happens? I don't reintroduce you every time we do something.
Sybert, I've missed you. Have I ever said that?
No, funny how you forgot to mention that.
Well, so it looks like Shoktrepet going to be winning that early game scout battle over the logistics center in the center.
Yep, go for the tower early.
Yep, that tower means a lot on this map because that's a lot of vision in the middle of the map. So it'll be interesting to see what Shoktrepet follows up with. If it's going to be more aggression in the form of APC engineers, it looks like it probably will.
Yeah, he keeps the barracks. Oh, yeah. He's got the engineer.
Now the question is, with the APC engineer, does he go and steal the Tib spike, or does he try to go and do the same thing that he did last game? Now, One Vision is GDI this time, so I think he's going to be slightly more prepared.
I think we got reverse. I think we got equal APC engineers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we do. One on each side. So it will be seen by the Pitbull of Shoktrepet. He will kind of be skirting near the expansion with that Pitbull. And it looks like the APCs are going to meet each other in the north.
All right, so is there going to be a mine drop to stop the other one? That's the real question.
And no.
Doesn't look like
it. They pass like ships in the night. But, of course, there are a couple of Pitbulls. Now, with the... oh, yeah, that APC is dead. Not going to make it. So the Pitbulls will eventually kill...
Now, APC rolls in, though.
He's going to maybe go for the War Factory. He gets the War Factory, shutting down the expansion. Not entirely, of course, but stealing the... Oh, never mind. GG.
Wow, really going to call it... Oh, I guess. I mean, with a War Factory cap.
Yeah, it's going to be hard.
Tough.
You can come back. Oh, looks like he accidentally crashed out. He did GG, so I don't think that was an intentional kind of crash, but that will do it for game number 2. Shoktrepet with some brutal APC engineer strategies, just leveling this guy in no time flat.
Not bad, not bad.
F in the chat, boys. F in the chat.
F in the chat, yes. Please pay your respects. Twice in a row, that APC engineer going to be haunting One Vision in his dreams tonight.
Yeah.
Probably not too much, though. I mean, you gotta be a good sport about it. Shoktrepet is a really good player, and One Vision, again, if he's not playing Tib Wars very much, you can't really take too much of a hit for that.
Yeah.
Those APC engineers are tough to deal with.
Well, you know, Shoktrepet did it with a couple of pit bulls, but a little bit too greedy on the One Vision side of things. He was going for that early expansion pretty hard, and the result was no pit bulls to try and hunt down that APC. No real ability to recap that war factory, and bad news bears for One Vision.
Yes, indeed. And just as a friendly reminder to you folks in Twitch chat, if you have not already, which if you haven't, I might have to show up and smack you around a little bit, but you should be clicking that follow button on Sybert's stream, making sure that you're getting notifications turned on as well.
Do they have that on Twitch? Get that, notifications turned on?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
You're doing...
I think I had your notifications turned on for a while, and then once you started streaming again, I was like, turn that off.
It's a good reminder to unfollow people. Like, oh, I didn't realize I was still following them. Let me go fix that.
So that's my biggest concern being back, is it's like, how many people are going to get that email notification that I posted a video and be like, I'm not watching that crap. Delete.
They're like, what? Why do I still get these emails? I haven't watched him in years. Yep. Are you in the lobby?
Oh, I am. Yeah, I should probably be in the game, shouldn't I?
We're also waiting for One Vision, who maybe isn't showing up for his third match. It is a best of 5, not a best of 3, so...
It did look like a disconnect.
Well, no, I mean he GG'd and then he may have, like, the game may have crashed or something.
Right, I'm not trying to imply that he, like, DC'd on the game to try to, like, you know... But, because honestly, you didn't see that very much in this game. Like, you hear about DCs in other games and how prolific it used to be, but you never really saw that in this game. Obviously in tournaments, because, I mean, they know who you are. But,
it's hard to hide there. Yeah. So,
I don't know. I guess I never really experienced the DC culture.
The way this tournament is shaping up, we've got Shoktrepet on the north side of the bracket and Shocktreatment on the south side of the bracket. So definitely a very likely Shoktrepet versus Shocktreatment match in the finals. Now, these two guys are pretty evenly matched, but they did just play a show match recently, and Shocktreatment got super tilted pretty early on, and he ended up losing, I think, 8-2 or like 6-2. They played like 8 games. It wasn't like a best-of series. They were just playing a bunch of games in a show match. And, yeah, Shoktrepet rolled Shocktreatment.
Okay. That's interesting, because from the history that I remember that Shocktreatment had the edge over Shoktrepet for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But not by much. It was always close games between the two of them. And again, I think one of the closest games I ever witnessed was between Shocktreatment and Shoktrepet, and it came down to literally one building, and it was like a prodigy or not a prodigy, mastermind capture, like in the last second of the game, to grab away like the last building.
Yeah. These two guys have always provided good games, but not so much that last series. However, that was kind of a tilt situation for Shocktreatment, so maybe we can get more of that knife fight closeness of a better series.
I'd say Shocktreatment, definitely don't tilt. We would love to see some good games from you, man, and there's no need to tilt. You guys are so good at the game. There's nothing to be upset about at this point. Getting frustrated, I totally get that, but don't tilt off the face of the planet for me. Please, begging you.
Yeah.
Do it for us.
Well, I don't know that One Vision is showing up for his game number 3, which if he didn't read the rules closely, then he would think that he's out 0-2 of the tournament, but technically he has a chance to come back with like an all-kill and, go 3-0 against Shoktrepet. It seems pretty unlikely, given that Shoktrepet is one of the strongest players in the scene, and given how those first 2 games went. But we'll have to see.
Yeah, I'm just checking to see if I can find One Vision here. I don't see him anywhere.
And it looks like on the north side of the bracket, it's Tars versus We Got the Rockets. I don't know who Tars is, so I'm going to give the advantage to We Got the Rockets, who I do, vaguely know. But
you should pull that bracket up on the stream, man.
Yeah, I don't have it set up to do that. I'd have to try and do that live. That'd be janky.
I'll have to teach you how to stream tournaments.
Now, look, buddy. I'm doing this casual. I got nothing.
The irony being that you were on the scene long before I was.
Yeah. But also, like, I used to put effort into casting tournaments, and so I'd have stuff like that set up. But since we didn't even know we were casting a tournament today, we were just, doing some casual games online, and then ran into a tournament. Oh, actually, I just realized there's a topic called Shoktrepet versus Shocktreatment show match number 2. So, I guess maybe they had a rematch.
Is there a topic for that?
Yeah.
Shoktrepet's actually recommending that we go cast Shock versus Troll. I don't disagree. I mean, we don't have any... Like, I get that... Oh, who's K-Vost?
I don't know. Let's see if the other one is theirs. Oh, yeah. It's the game's up.
Seeing that we're not doing, like, a proper tournament cast...
We're going to bail in the middle of a series.
You said the game is up?
Yeah.
Where? I don't see it. Is it the one that's called Tars?
Yeah. Wait, no. Shoot, I think I was looking at the wrong one. Yeah. All right, never mind. I jumped into the wrong game. It's Tars versus We Got the Rockets. I was thinking it was Tars versus Shocktreatment, but nope. He's playing We Got the Rockets, not Shocktreatment. Spartacus is indeed back, at least with the current day. I don't know about tomorrow if he will still be back.
My death has been greatly exaggerated, but also heavily undervalued.
Wait, what does that mean?
Yeah. I mean, being honest, I don't know what what
the future holds.
Level of being back really looks like. So I'm glad I'm kind of getting to get my chops back a little bit on your channel, so that way we don't have to have this disaster on mine.
Yeah, that's right.
Yikes.
Although,
Yikes.
Mr. Wolf in the chat did bring up something that I forgot about.
He did.
Radio mode.
I didn't. So, Sybert, I'm not going to lie to you. I saw your very first game that you were going to cast today. I saw that your screen had that logo up, and I was like, he's going to do it. He's going to start streaming this game and not change the scene. And I was like, now I'm going to get to come back and hit him for radio mode. But then you switched it, and I was like, God damn it.
Yeah. But now that you've called it out, I probably will do it accidentally, especially if I say I'm better than that. I don't radio mode. Then I'm definitely going to radio mode on accident in like 10 minutes and forget about it.
Do it for the meme.
No, you can't do it intentionally. That's cheating.
I was rewatching, I think, the FFA that you and I did a long time ago. And that was a super long stream. And I think you came in like halfway through. And I was on like a month-long spree of not doing it. Not doing radio mode.
Oh, yeah?
And then with you there, like one of the games I did radio mode. So it was painful.
With the premium content all lined up, you screwed the pooch.
That's true. It's true.
Yeah. All right, so it looks like One Vision is just gone. Like, Shoktrepet is still here in the lobby, and One Vision is nowhere to be seen. So I think One Vision may have actually rage quit.
Possibly. I can understand him being frustrated, especially since that, I mean, obviously these games are going to get viewed. So I imagine he might be a little bit frustrated.
Yeah.
Frustrated.
But then also,
that's a word.
Like, I can also see if he didn't read the tournament rules very closely and thought it was a best of 3, and so thought he just bombed out of the tournament as the first series that Spartacus casts.
I mean, it's a possibility. I don't remember One Vision being a player that would like rage quit out of a tournament.
What, with your 100-year-old memory?
Are you suggesting that I don't have a good memory?
I'm suggesting that the last time you saw One Vision online was 100 years ago.
How much does a Raider buggy cost, Sybert?
I don't know, like 600?
Yeah, I don't know either. I was hoping you'd be able to definitively say, and I'd be like, yeah, that's right.
Wait, so you were going to try and prove that you have a good memory by me having to state a fact?
Yes.
You're not very good at this.
So there was 3 ways that this went. It went the way that it did, which was the worst of all possible scenarios.
That's what I'm here for.
Or the best possible scenario was you say, I have no idea, I don't remember. And then I say, well, I do, haha. You know, you should improve that memory. Download one of those apps or something, I don't know. But then the third one is that if you rifle off a number that you know confidently, and I say, well, okay, you know, it sounds like your memory's not as bad as I thought it was. You see how I was going to play that, Sybert?
Yeah, it didn't work out for you.
I'm always scheming. Always scheming.
Yeah. You got the schemes. It's a lovely Saturday morning with an accidental tournament cast and both of the games that we cast so far going down pretty quick. We got some more Tib Wars action coming up at some point, but we are waiting for Shocktreatment versus Troll Reporting.
I'm trying to remember who Troll Report GG is.
I don't know.
He has a different name. I'm just trying to remember who it is.
Oh, well.
Twitch chat, help us out.
We will see who is faster. My typing. Let's see.
No way you're going to be able to type TriberiumX. See, Twitch chat comes out.
Oh, there we go.
I knew the name. I knew who it was, but I couldn't put my finger on the name. Aggressive Panda helping out.
TriberiumX.
Claymore saying I Troll Report GG is inexperienced. That's
the name
that's a
that
very
shows up
like
on. No, that's the other name that shows up on Shadowbrick.
Which name?
Inexperienced. He's not slamming him for being bad at the game.
I thought that was like a very very highbrow knock at somebody.
Right, no.
Like rather than calling somebody trash, like you're inexperienced.
Right, no. He was.
I almost think I'd take more offense to that.
Yeah, because I opened up Shadowbrick and I was typing in his name, and then it showed up as inexperienced. But Aggressive Panda said
okay.
TriberiumX, so.
TriberiumX is the name that I remember. That was the name from the olden days.
Yeah.
Ye olde Tiberium Wars.
Yep. Ye olde Tiberium Wars.
Well, One Vision has been officially DQ'd by the tournament organizer.
Yep.
Bummer for him.
So he either thought it was a best of 3 or he truly, truly rage quit. And we'll never know. Because we won't bother to ask.
And sometimes the speculation is more interesting than knowing.
Oh, shoot. I just realized there are 5 new 1v1 maps.
In Tib Wars?
Yeah, Tournament Apocalypse, Meadow, Ridge, and then Urban Roulette and High Rise. And I don't have any of those. I didn't, because again, we didn't know that we were casting a tournament. We're just showing up to riff on nothing. So hopefully, now if I can trust Command and Conquer players to do anything, it's to play the same maps that they've been playing for 100 years and never change anything. So I think we're good.
Well, if we end up, we probably won't make it to the finals. I don't know that I'm gonna have time for that. But I was gonna say if we made it to the finals, or if it's a best of 7, if we really go 7 games, it's probably gonna start getting into the realm of needing to go to one of those maps.
No, because they got the 7 official maps, and then actually they might have 8 official maps. Yeah, they got 8 official maps and then 5 community maps. So, no, we're good.
Interesting. Well, so Shoktrepet moves on in the tournament.
Yep.
So who is he going to go on to face? We don't know.
My assumption would be we got the Rockets.
We got the Rockets.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know who Tars is.
Exactly.
I mean, we got the Rockets. Interestingly enough, I think the first game that I ever played online, I don't know that I ever said this. I think the first game that I ever played online in Kane's Wrath was actually against We Got the Rockets.
Wow, so he's like your ultimate nemesis because he won, right?
And I got destroyed. Wasn't even close.
Yep.
I'd say it was a fun game, but it really wasn't.
Well, you know, looking back on it, it's you can say that it was fun because it happened a long time ago, and the pain of the loss has faded.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's a humbling moment when you sign into the Kane's Wrath lobby for the first time, and you play against these guys that have played 10,000 games this month, and and you've only ever played against
AI.
Hard or brutal AI, and you're like, yeah, I'm good at the game, and then you come in and play less than 5 minutes against these guys, and you're like, oh, actually, I have never played this game before, apparently.
Yeah, it is one of those things where like playing versus AI is not at all. It doesn't in any way really prepare you for playing versus people. Because it's like, there's stuff that works against people that doesn't make any sense to do versus AI, and there's stuff that works against AI that, of course, doesn't make any sense to do against people. But, one of those things that it's kind of like it raises the barrier of entry. There's no easy step if there's not, like, players who are bad to play against.
That is true. And I think that's one of the struggles that
Here we go.
These games have nowadays. Oh. Jump in there before they lock that one in. Oh, no, it's full.
No, it's open now.
Oh, you made it in?
Yeah. He's got 2 spots open, so jump.
Hold on. I gotta leave and come back.
Yeah, but Dota and League don't have other maps to play. In Command and Conquer.
No, they do. League does in particular. There's a couple other maps.
Not for like
granted,
games.
not that you would play for real.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'm sorry. What was the point you were making?
Oh, that for competitive matches there really is only one map. So it's not like they've got 20 maps that they could be playing and everyone just chooses to play the one.
True.
Dang it, they're trying to play new maps.
Oh shit. Well, will this allow us to I don't know if this is the same. Maybe they know.
I don't know. I don't remember the map transfer process working particularly well, but these are not modded maps or whatever, maps with changes, so all right.
Well, they're willing to give it a shot. So,
all right, well, here we go.
Cool.
I'm gonna try. So TriberiumX versus Shocktreatment in, I think, Game 2 of a best of 5. Maybe Game 3. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. Oh, the font is different. That's weird. Oh, well. It appears to have worked.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see whether or not we desync.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a patch involved as well.
No. As far as I know,
I think
no
that's the difference. I think there's no patch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this brings us to Tournament Meadow in the north. As the yellow nod, this is TriberiumX.
And down in the south, as the pink nod, we have Shocktreatment. Or Shocktopus, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. This is another one of those community maps where if you zoom in really far, the shadows get really weird. Like if you zoom all the way in.
Oh.
Shadows just like appear.
Oh, yeah. That's cool. I've never seen that before.
What do you mean that's cool? That's like a weird bug.
I don't know. I think it's fun.
Okay, buddy. You keep those
each
shadows.
their own.
You do that.
Cool looking map, though.
Yeah.
I like it.
So I believe this is Tournament Meadow. Kind of has a weird 3-base split. Like your natural expansion, do you go to, like if you're at the south, do you go top left or do you go top right? It looks like top right might be a little bit closer. So I guess that's your expansion path.
I would think that even though top right is closer, I think top left makes more sense because you're more centralized in the middle of the map. Plus, it puts you right next to the blue Tiberium.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird, but all right. I guess we'll see what these players should decide to do.
Yeah, the garrisons.
Oh
on
yeah,
the
those
edges
garrisons
of the,
are great.
These are really nice. This is a cool looking map.
Okay, so the garrisons do indicate which way you're supposed to expand. So you're supposed to make a little triangle You're supposed to go basically up to the right and then directly over to the left for your 3 bases. Whether or not that's what will actually happen, I guess we'll find out. New map, definitely cool to see it after I just slagged off Command & Conquer players for never playing different maps, but whatever.
That is true.
They want to
We're
make
just
me
seeing
a liar,
some some buggies versus bikes at the moment.
Yeah, buggy goes
this
down.
Is a big map. This is unusual, I think, for Tib Wars. I don't know if the Tib Wars players would agree with me or not, but because I've been out of the scene for a while, but this looks bigger than what I'm used to seeing for Tib Wars games, particularly bigger and more open. So I imagine bike buggy going to be the order of the day for both of these guys.
Yeah, so kind of following your advice, Shocktreatment expands north and to the west a little bit.
Oh yeah.
While the more traditional expansion path is being taken by TriberiumX.
See, I've got it dialed in, Sybert. You're out of the know, man.
I am.
You gotta brush up on that game knowledge.
That's true. I don't know the expansion path for these new maps.
No, I mean it makes sense because this top left field definitely going to be more prized, I think, than the bottom right or like kind of the far right side of the map in terms of expansions. Just because, well, I mean to be fair, TriberiumX
he's expanding the way I talked about. Yeah.
That direction. So yeah, it seems like it gives you kind of an option.
Yeah, which is interesting. This is a 3-field map or a 3-base map with the blue tib, but the blue tib starts gone, like this is a Kane's Wrath map. So instead of starting with a half-full blue tib field in the middle, you've got, a little bit there.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That is a big difference because that's one of the significant differences with Tib Wars is that the blue fields start full.
So I think this is like a Kane's Wrath map that they ported. Ooh, and the blue tib stealing harvester for TriberiumX goes down. That harvester was full of blue Tiberium, so he lost the harvester, he lost the mining time, and that blue tib is gone.
Well, so if there's a way to polish that turd, so to speak. He at least cleaned up the blue tib that was on the map.
Right, so he did deny it from shock treatment.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you don't want to lose the harvester. It's definitely not a positive trade for him, but it could have been worse. Going to be a hardcore Scorpion tank transition here for TriberiumX, but it is bike buggy for shock treatment, so it's interesting to see this.
This is 4 War Factory Scorpion tank. That's crazy that he has enough cash with his limited eco to produce that many Scorpion tanks.
I wonder how much he was relying on that blue tip harvester to come in and really power this, though.
Yeah, he's currently overwhelming Shock Treatment at Shock Treatment's expansion. Shock Treatment with the bike buggy on the right-hand side of the map, but limited defenses back at home.
Yep, it's going to be definitely the Scorpion tanks of iTroll Report, GG coming in and really laying the pain down on Shock Treatment. But the problem is that the bike buggy is completely uncontested back in the main. Well, I say uncontested, but there are rocket squads up there to defend against it, doing a lot of damage back there. But Troll Report is working Shock Treatment back at home. But the thing is, Shock Treatment's got his eco running. There's no way to spot these harvesters without any bikes in the way. So he's just going to continue to harvest while all this is going on. And honestly, I think he's going to be able to use Defender's advantage here and survive.
He may win out the day eventually, but this battle is not over. He misses the kill on the Harvester as it's refining Tiberium, so another Harvester managing to escape and survive for Shock Treatment. Shock Treatment starting to tilt the tables as the numbers, I think, have finally swung into Shock Treatment's favor here.
Yep, and it looks like the bike buggy not only doing some harassment, but it looks like they're going to try to pick off some of these Scorpion tanks that are trying to be reinforced here on the backside for Troll Report. And they're going to swing back in to try to kill off the remaining harvesters. So Troll Report, even though he's being the aggressor with the Scorpion tanks, he's really being forced to fight on multiple fronts here. And Shock Treatment really beating Troll Report GG back off of this field quite a bit. And now he's back in the blue field.
The first War Factory may actually be going down. This War Factory kind of on the exposed front of Shock Treatment. So different wins in different places for these two players. Only 2 bikes and 2 buggies remain. They're going to get targeted down by a couple of Scorpion tanks for iTroll Report. And TriberiumX, it looks like he may have held the line enough back at home and done enough damage to Shock Treatment to have a bit of an advantage.
Well, we can say that, but Shock Treatment in the meantime teched up to Tier 3. He's already at Tier 3.
No laser capacitors,
though. No laser capacitors yet, but that could mean avatars or something on the line. coming out soon. Something's taking a long time to build out of his war factory, and something that's going to put some pain down on these Scorpion tanks would be nice, and it is going to be avatars. That's a smart move.
At the same time, he is expanding over here to the right side, so the economy of shock treatment being superior to the economy of TriberiumX. That's sort of been the short-term description of this game. First obelisk does go down. It's immediately low power, and these Scorpion tanks are going to be able to overwhelm this single avatar pretty quickly.
Yep, absolutely, and there's a lot of Scorpion tanks coming in here, so I think Troll Report GG is realizing what he needs to do here. He cannot wait this game out because eco-wise, he is definitely going to lose if he lets this game go on for too much longer. So it's smart for him to engage now, but he really needs to come in and make some decisive blows on shock treatment if he expects to continue in this game.
Yeah, unfortunately, no upgrades on the side of TriberiumX, aka Troll Report, and upgrades on the side of... and actually Defender's Advantage. Upgrade and Defender's Advantage on the side of Shock Treatment. So this is going to be a difficult position for TriberiumX to break with unupgraded Scorpion tanks.
Yeah, so part of the equation that we didn't really touch on, I don't think, was the fact that I think iTroll Report actually sold his MCV early. And that's why he had the cash to be able to pump out a bunch of Scorpion tanks right off the bat.
So this MCV here in the middle of the map is actually his second MCV.
I may be mistaken. I didn't see it for sure, but that is the only thing that makes any sense to me as to why he would have had less.
And on top of that, it looks like Shock Treatment is about to finish up laser capacitors, so he may very well go back into Scorpion tanks, and yeah, he just got laser capacitors. So now he is better eco, better upgrades, and just set up better for the long term of this game.
Yeah, so interestingly enough, Shock Treatment not pushing his advantage right now and allowing Troll Report to kind of get his eco established on his next expansion. Granted, the MCV is pretty far forward. It's definitely exposed. If Shock Treatment decides to engage, he can potentially look to snipe the MCV. Granted, it's going to take a lot of firepower to take it down.
Yeah, I love this mix coming out from iTroll Report, aka Triberium. This mix of Scorpion tanks and infantry. I love that he's trying to make this work. I don't know that it will work, especially in an offensive sense. He's not going to be able to overcome the base defenses of Shock Treatment, but he's going to try with a bit of a mixed army. Mine drop coming in on these Scorpion tanks.
Oh, I missed the mine drop. Oh yeah, those are big hits actually. And so that's the thing, is these Scorpion tanks have the mobility right now, and I think he needs to be kind of using that to his advantage. But it looks like he's going to get cut off a little bit by these avatars. Avatars actually getting a pretty good set of shots on those Scorpion tanks. I think they were looking for the tech lab, and unfortunately not able to get in there. So smart move from Shock Treatment to get his avatars in place to defend that.
Back home, Shock Treatment taking a little bit, not back home, but back at the expansion, Shock Treatment taking a little bit of damage on his harvesters. A couple of bikes from TriberiumX going to be taking some pot shots at those harvesters, trying to even up the eco of these two players. Again, more infantry coming through the middle of the map for TriberiumX as he finally has pretty solidly established himself on that expansion.
Yeah, TriberiumX actually doing a fantastic job right now, to be honest. I think he's using his superior mobility right now to his advantage, which, honestly, I'm shocked that Shock Treatment allowed this to happen. He really went heavily into avatars, maybe expecting that first engagement would be the only one that would matter, but now his avatar is actually taking real punishment from these rocket squads.
Yeah, he's literally just trying to stomp his way from the left side to the right side of the map, like you were talking about. And the Scorpion tanks are crossing reverse in the middle of the map. So these rocket squads getting so much free damage on these avatars. Venom's now going to be reporting here in the middle of the map, trying to even up the numbers here, but the rocket squads are standing strong.
They absolutely are, and the Avatar's definitely picking off Scorpion tanks here and there, but I think, honestly, the trade's actually going in favor of TriberiumX right now. And at the very least, he's definitely had map control for the last several minutes, kind of with the superior mobility of his force and just the sheer numbers.
The fact that TriberiumX isn't dead right now is just a testament. He has really clawed himself back into an okay fighting position, and he may have actually bought enough time to tech up himself. Yeah, he's actually got the tier 3 down. He's going for upgrades himself. He's going to even things up on the army front relatively soon.
Yeah, so it was interesting to see so many upgrades being made to the Scorpion tanks, but no Scorpion tank production. Anyways, we're going to see the rocket squads actually moving in here from TriberiumX on the first expansion here from Shocktreatment, going to take down that obelisk. Honestly, they probably could have ignored the obelisk and just taken out some of this infrastructure. But honestly, this infrastructure at this point is probably not all that worthwhile. I mean, the MCV is here, which is the big thing. But honestly, Shocktreatment can afford to lose all this stuff right now.
Well, I mean, he also lost the harvesters, so his economy is weak. He's got 2 harvesters over on his 3rd field. He's got none on his main field, and now none on his expansion. So in terms of transitioning into his next army, he's got almost no money. He has to almost win the game with the avatars he's got out on the field right now, stomping their way into the 3rd base of TriberiumX.
Yep, so this is the thing. The avatars are going to be able to put out a lot of damage on these structures, and they're going to take a lot to take down as well. Because the obelisks are going to do work, but they're not going to one-hit these avatars. They're going to have to sit there and pound away at them. So that means that TriberiumX, rightly so, he's going to have to pull back all of his forces that are in the offensive right now and play defense, which is exactly what Shocktreatment wants him to do. He wants him to engage into these avatars with these Scorpion tanks.
But it's working
Scorpion
out.
tanks look like they're fully upgraded, though.
Finally, with those upgrades, there's the GG coming out from Shocktreatment as his last couple of avatars fall, and TriberiumX taking a win versus Shocktreatment. Now, what we saw on the back end, but Spartacus may have missed, is that TriberiumX did kill the MCV of Shocktreatment with those rocket squads. So he brought that game back from the brink. An aggressive opener that kind of fizzled, but then he just, like, stalwart defense, and I guess maybe lack of activity by Shocktreatment. He was able to totally come back in that game.
Yeah, I gotta say it again. Like, I'm shocked that Shocktreatment ended up doing all the upgrades for the Scorpion tanks and didn't commit to Scorpion tank. He had the infrastructure to do it. He could have easily produced off of the war factories that he had, but he just didn't do it. He went into avatars, and the avatars just lacking the mobility on such a big flat map like that. You can't defend on all fronts. And so being forced to pull all those avatars off the front line in order to defend his tech lab, which he needed to because he was really relying on that tech, having to pull all those back, those Scorpion tanks were able to skirt right back up and around where they came from, and then all of the infantry just pouring out from TriberiumX. It was an overwhelming force. So very well played from TriberiumX.
And that was actually game number 2. So TriberiumX up 2-0 in this best of 5 against Shocktreatment, which for me is a huge surprise, especially considering how solid TriberiumX looked in that last game.
So you're saying that TriberiumX is up 2-0 right now?
Yeah, because I asked for the score. So that means he could potentially shut out Shocktreatment 3-0 out of this tournament.
Wow. All right. Well, this should be an interesting game.
I can't even believe that. That seems so weird.
New maps, man. New maps.
Yeah, they change everything.
That is definitely a different strategy than previous maps.
All right, here on Tournament Ridge, I believe, I got some funky textures here in the middle of the map.
Oh, yeah.
They are not loading properly. But in the bottom left-hand corner, as the pink nod, this is Shocktreatment.
And up in the upper right-hand corner, as the purple screen. Is it purple or pink? I guess it's purple. It is TriberiumX.
Well, one of these players is purple, and one of them is pink. So I think the contrast will allow you to figure that out.
You are right. You are right. These textures, though,
they are very
that's a lot
broken.
Of black mass on the screen.
The weird thing is, at a distance, they render properly, and then as soon as I move the camera over them, they disappear.
Yeah, they're looking a little rough. This map may be a little bit less refined than the one that we just watched.
I think it's probably a bug with the map transfer process. I don't know that the map maker did anything wrong necessarily.
Oh, that's a possibility.
A lot of destroyed structures on this map. I'm not seeing any neutral structures to be grabbed. Once again, in a Tib Wars match, we've got 2 blue Tiberium fields, but they don't start with any Tiberium on them.
Yeah, and it's interesting. It almost looks like maybe originally those blue Tiberium fields were on the other side of the ridge, which kind of protected them a little bit. So you were almost kind of guaranteed a blue field. I wonder if that was one of the original intentions with this map. but it looks like they're much more exposed. Honestly, these blue fields very exposed. We have a lot of disintegrators coming out here from TriberiumX, going to be overwhelming these infantry and possibly even a raider buggy in the middle of the map. They're definitely going to take down a tib spike if they get an opportunity.
Oh yeah, there actually is a tib spike. I missed that because it was over the black section of the map. The no texture section. He goes for the kill on the building, so TriberiumX not looking to like quickly run past all of these units and go directly for the tib spike. He's actually looking to kill the units. I don't know if that's necessarily the best idea. But
no, I like it because the raider buggy in particular is going to do a lot of damage to these disintegrators, and you know, as nice as it would be to take down that Tiberium spike, I think he's okay with taking the positive trades against the infantry. And then if he gets the Tiberium spike, that's just the
icing on the cake.
Just the sugar on top. Yeah.
Well, it looks like he's going to get the tib spike pretty low. Even with the weakened descent squads that he's currently got, he may barely get it out now. It will stand barely strong.
I don't think he's going to get it. That repair tool doing some serious work right now, yeah.
Yep.
So good hold there from Shocktreatment to keep that alive.
So your main field looks to be kind of medium, but this natural expansion is pretty large. I think the natural expansion is like maybe 25% bigger than your main field that you start with. So short walk to your natural expansion, and then it looks like a good amount of Tiberium. You do, of course, as Sparty was kind of pointing out, you have on the ridge? I don't know, is this up or down? I guess it's actually flat. There's just a ridge that separates it. You've got the third field, which is pretty protected off to the side.
Yeah. Yeah, this is interesting. I like having them expand towards each other in the middle of the map. It forces engagements. It forces people to both be offensive and defensive rather than just turtling hard. The third expansion is an odd spot. It's very well protected, but it's also way off the main line that you would be fighting on.
Yeah, you can't just do your normal like base creep to it. You gotta probably send an outpost out or move your MCV. A couple of Scorpion tanks going to be showing up. They will kind of get trapped against this lightning spike. TriberiumX with a solid defense, not going to let these Scorpion tanks do any damage.
Yep, and so TriberiumX forcing that back really quickly, but it did force the lightning spike drop. So that support power is on cooldown for the time being. Granted, that lightning spike being there, it could last the whole game, and it's actually in a really good spot because it's going to prevent potentially Bike Buggy from sneaking around the ridge.
Yeah, get an extra couple of shots off. We do have a little bit of tech up coming up from both players. It's going to be a double gravity stabilizer transition for TriberiumX. So he, seeing the Scorpion tanks, is going into 8 Storm Riders.
Interesting. And we know that Shocktreatment has not seen this. So it'll be interesting to see what his response is going to be and whether or not it will be in time.
Now, Shocktreatment does have a couple of bikes in the north. They did just kill a Harvester at the Blue Tiberium. They may actually end up spotting. Yeah, I think they are going to see those gravity stabilizers. So he knows the Storm Riders are on the way, and he may actually have time to prepare for this. At the same time, a couple of Scorpion tanks going to be mounting up an attack at the natural expansion of TriberiumX.
And those Scorpion tanks are coming in, but they're getting harassed over the top, completely uncontested by the Storm Riders. So those Storm Riders getting free damage on those Scorpion tanks right now. We have a couple of Devourer tanks out. They are charged up, so they're doing a lot of damage, but Dozer Blade's done for Shocktreatment. Going to be able to be pretty tanky. He takes some losses, but he forces TriberiumX to take some hits too, and then we see, obviously, the support power is coming in here in the form of that Catalyst Missile.
Yep, the Tib Catalyst Missile going to be the choice, and I was wondering why he was committing to that attack with those Scorpion tanks, and that is exactly why. So he's looking to nuke the economy of TriberiumX, so as he transitions into the late game with a couple of stealth tanks, he can hopefully have an advantage in the eco.
Ooh, I like the stealth tanks. I think that's a really good choice. I mean, granted, Seeker Tank's going to be really easy to spot those out, but Stealth Tanks, if they get an opportunity to fire on those Storm Riders, they're going to do some serious work.
One sneaky bike in the back of TriberiumX's base doing a lot of damage to a Harvester over time, and TriberiumX not really doing anything about it at the current moment. Storm Riders in the north, cutting across the map.
They're looking for that expansion, but nothing up yet. More than likely just looking for a flank here. May actually catch the MCV in transition, but I imagine Shocktreatment not going to be caught completely off guard. Oh, he doesn't even know it's coming, so he's going to completely fly back over the ridge
Yeah, he's looking to deal with those Scorpion tanks. He was worried about the Scorpion tanks trying to attack his forces, but the MCV unpacks, so the Storm Riders won't have an opportunity to get any easy damage on that MCV.
I like the harassment here coming in from these Storm Riders. I think it's forcing Shocktreatment to respond to this. He is going to lose a stealth tank. They did some damage. He got a couple of volleys off, but not enough to really be worthwhile. Those Storm Riders surprisingly tanky.
Yeah, he does have a lot of stealth tanks mixed in with his army. I love seeing this out of Shocktreatment. So many stealth tanks. Not a unit we normally see in the numbers that Shocktreatment is currently bringing them. In the south, a little bit of a Seeker Tank, Gunwalker, Dev Tank army from TriberiumX. I think he's going to try and hit the back base of Shocktreatment while Shocktreatment is out of position. But he spots it.
So Shocktreatment's tech is back here. That's very dangerous.
Sells off a refinery. He has spotted this attack, so he is coming in to defend it. And at the current moment, I think he's going to be fine. I think he'll be able to head off this army, but this means his expansion is completely undefended.
Yep, and we just saw a Buzzer Swarm support power coming in near the MCV of Shocktreatment, so I don't know if that was just to spot that out or what the deal was, but now the Storm Rider's looking for some harassment on those Harvesters, but not going to get any. They don't have any ability to detect stealth anyways. The Tech Lab being taken dangerously low. These Scorpion tanks totally out of position. They need to come around the Tech Lab. They are going to finally take them down. Barely, though.
One Seeker tank still alive, and for some reason the Scorpion tanks aren't just killing it off. And it's still technically doing a bit of damage to that Tier 3. And the Storm Rider's actually coming in to potentially try and finish off this Tier 3. Bit of a mess of a defense from Shocktreatment. He finally kills the Seeker tank.
Yep, and I mean, the Storm Riders could commit to just killing this Tech Lab. I don't know how many Storm Riders are left. It might just be that one. It doesn't look like there's many left.
They did try and attack the expansion in the north, and they got sent away by the SAM site.
Yep, and we're seeing the drone ship actually coming up. So actually, a distinct advantage for
Skrin
on this map is that the MCV can move up and over those ridges.
Yeah, and I think there's even maybe an opportunity to move your drone ship over the ridge and attack your opponent's third base location if you're going for like a cheeky build.
Yep. Not only that, but you could harass that blue Tiberium as well, and it looks like Shocktreatment going to be moving to go grab some of that blue Tiberium for himself. We are seeing TriberiumX doing the same thing, so going to be trying to capitalize on that blue Tiberium. I'm surprised we're not seeing harassment of those Harvesters from both sides.
Ooh, TriberiumX actually just sent his Harvester over there, but it's not actually harvesting, so it's just sitting on the blue field doing nothing, unfortunately, there. A lot of cash in that blue field. They have both let it grow up quite a bit over the course of this game, so that's a ton of cash. Venoms and Stealth Tanks here in the middle of the map from Shocktreatment.
I like this combination. I like the Venoms. They're certainly going to be able to deal with the Disintegrators, which are really, I would say, the biggest threat to the Stealth Tanks. But honestly, the Stealth Tanks just have that paper-thin armor, and they're just going to get just absolutely devoured by the Devourer tanks. Yeah, I mean, the Venom's forcing a couple of AA battery drops, but not going to make much of a difference. Stealth Tanks taking down the Tiberium spike here from TriberiumX. I like that.
Great move there. The entire army, or a big chunk of the army of TriberiumX, yeah, the whole army is pulling north to try and deal with these stealth tanks. And for now, they're basically completely missing the stealth tanks, which may also open up an opportunity for Shocktreatment to attack.
Yep, Shocktreatment's going to fly over the top of this army. He's going to clean up a lot of these Disintegrators.
Oh my gosh, he just got free kills on every single descent for the cost of a couple of Venoms.
Yep, that was a massacre. That was worst case scenario there for TriberiumX. He just did not have enough Seekers to make a difference here, and they don't have any upgrades. They're just not strong enough to deal with those Venoms in that number.
Stealth Tanks on the back end, going to be able to kill a couple of the power plants of TriberiumX. Not enough to totally send them into low power mode until TriberiumX builds an additional photon cannon there. But the third base expansion is going to be under threat. There's one power plant here, but also the MCV could be a target.
Oh, honestly, I would just go straight for the MCV. It's going to be a full cell here from TriberiumX. Oh no, it's not. I'm sorry. That was a catalyst missile. It looked like a full cell, but it was just an absolute destruction. That was not good. That was pretty bad there for TriberiumX, and we do see the Venoms flying over the top as well, so they're ready to join in this fight.
I love this move from Shocktreatment, the use of the stealth tanks and the Venoms. He's keeping TriberiumX off of his back. Back home, he has built up a whole bunch of avatars, and though he doesn't actually get the kill on the MCV, he sells it off. So TriberiumX in a rough position here. No expansion, no MCV.
Yep, we've got a gravity stabilizer down, and potentially an MCV on the way. It's taking a long time to build. I assume it's going to be an MCV. So
oh, wait, he's got a second MCV in the middle of the map.
Oh, he's got a second MCV.
I missed that.
You're right. I wonder if it's going to be another MCV, though, because that gravity stabilizer is taking a long time to build whatever it's building. That can't be a Devastator warship.
So it could be a multi-MCV play. A couple of tripods here in the middle of the map. More descents have been reconstructed. Eventually, this blue tib will be harvested. TriberiumX sending like 5 harvesters over there to grab all of that blue tib. Laser capacitor scorpions, avatars. This is some late game kind of army from both of these players.
And this is where Scrin gets really dangerous.
The MCV that just got constructed just got nuked by the stealth tanks.
Oh, no.
These stealth tanks from Shocktreatment doing so much work for him in this game.
Double vet on one of those stealth tanks. If that thing goes heroic, we've seen one heroic stealth tank win games before. This is going to be a painful experience here for TriberiumX over the next few minutes if he cannot figure out a way to respond to these stealth tanks.
Now, the stealth tanks may be getting pinned into a corner here. The army of TriberiumX nearby, and I don't think these stealth tanks can safely run by it. Yeah, there's the stealth reveal. No attacks just yet.
They may find a pathway out here, though. That's the thing, is like TriberiumX has to know that he has him cornered, and he has to make sure to keep him cornered. But
ooh, Venom's showing up.
Looks like he is going to let him go.
We have Venoms in the middle of the map going to be distracting this army from chasing down those stealth tanks. They've made it over to the expansion of TriberiumX. He's going to get free damage on these harvesters. They're stacked up, which means the splash damage is going to be doing double work there. One tripod does show up, deals the damage to a couple of stealth tanks, but they do all not survive as one of them goes down. Giant avatar
big engagement
as Storm Rider or Venom's going to be showing up, and this is just an overwhelming set of firepower from Shocktreatment. No contest.
This firepower from Shocktreatment. There's no way to stop this. Those tripods are strong, but they're not that strong. This is looking like it's going to decisively go in Shocktreatment's favor. So well played to him. I mean, this was I think it's just going to be a slow march to victory at this point. Not to call the game too early, but I don't know how you hold this off.
Mothership?
Do you really see a mothership?
Yes. At the natural expansion of TriberiumX, a mothership just being called in moments ago. It looked like he was about to force fire it on the ground, which potentially would have chained into the army of Shocktreatment, but Shocktreatment pulled back. So now this mothership got called in, and it's not really doing anything.
Yeah, those Venoms are going to come in and just sacrifice themselves to clean this up. It's a smart move. Like, however many Venoms you lose, it's still worth taking that out. Yeah. That's really the only mechanism by which Troll Report comes back. Yeah, so GG called, and that's going to be it.
Shocktreatment's putting a point on the board, 1-2, as TriberiumX is still up in this series, but, Shocktreatment is not going into the night quietly.
And Babybert not having any of it either.
That's true.
So he was expecting TriberiumX to come through with a 3-0, and I don't disagree with him. It was looking good for a little while, but Shocktreatment showing that he is no slouch, and he's going to stick through in this game. Played way better in this game. I think his unit compositions made way more sense for the map than it was on the last game. I think he just had the wrong plan last game, at least from my perspective. But who am I?
Well, I mean, on the tournament meadow game, he had a normal kind of a plan, but he was never able to get up to that late game army that he wanted. And as you mentioned, TriberiumX was abusing the mobility of his army, and so even though Shocktreatment was going into like a traditional late game army, he never got the full power version of it, and he just got picked apart left and right. It was like he was playing the old style on a new map, and it didn't work.
Yeah. It struck me as maybe he thought that he had won the game earlier than he really did.
Yeah.
And his decisions to go heavy into avatars kind of ended up hitting him a little bit harder. in the end, because Troll Report just didn't relent on the pressure. If he had let up a little bit, I don't know, because I honestly think Shocktreatment should have won that game. If he had just committed hard, once he saw that he had him beat back, and he already had all the upgrades for his Scorpion tanks, why not commit to building Scorpion tanks? You can pump those out in mass, and you have the advantage 1-to-1 against the Scorpion tanks that are weaker. It would have been a no-brainer. He would have rolled through them, no problem.
Yeah. So the only thing that I could think is that he was going laser capacitor Venoms, and he was going to go like an Avatar Venom army, kind of like we saw in that last game, but he never got there in good numbers.
Right.
So we're going to be heading into game number 4 in this series. It's going to be Urban Roulette is the map, and of course this is TriberiumX's choice, so he's going to get to choose the map he wants to play on. And, you know, he's still match point, so he can still head into the semifinals with a strong performance here against Shocktreatment. Ooh, it looks like Tars beat We Got the Rockets. So it's going to be Tars versus Shoktrepet in the north side of the semifinals. And then...
Interesting.
Oh no, it's happening again.
Oh my god.
All right, here on Urban Roulette, on the left side of the map... Oh, I got pink stripes as well. As the red screen, this is TriberiumX.
And on the right side of the map, as the pink screen, we have Shocktreatment.
Oh boy.
And we have some texture problems.
Yeah, so the transfer process doesn't quite always work out. It's kind of funny how blocky it gets around the Tib field, because like it's clearly loading in the area under the Tiberium. Well, actually, no, I guess not all of it. Never mind. I was wrong.
I do like that when you look at some of the disintegrators that are coming out here from Shocktreatment, that it looks like some of them are just kind of it's like they're teetering on the edge of this
of the abyss.
This little walkway that they're standing on. Don't fall off.
This descent transition is actually spotted by TriberiumX. He had a buzzer squad there watching and waiting, so he sees at least one of the groups of descents. I don't know that he saw both groups of descents though.
There's descents coming out from TriberiumX as well, so it's going to be descent v descent here. But there's a lot of buzzers here from Shocktreatment, and that's going to be huge in this fight.
It looks like they're potentially converging. TriberiumX going up to the north, Shocktreatment splitting north and south.
They may completely bypass each other. It looks like TriberiumX is going directly through the middle, and Shocktreatment is going north and south.
I thought they were aiming for a fight for a second there. So this is going to be like a knife fight. It's almost a base trade scenario, but in the first 2 minutes of the game.
And TriberiumX is coming in first.
Right for the Harvesters, but no, it looks like the Harvester gets pulled off the line, and the buzzer hive goes down. It's going to be the power plant is the first real target.
Yeah, and on the other side of the map, just real quick, Shocktreatment targeting both Tiberium spikes. That's why he split north and south. He wanted to split off and attack both Tiberium spikes right off the get-go. I like the plan. That's long-term cash that can't be replaced.
Yeah, and he's going to get both.
I like the idea of sending it there.
That's actually really great. Now, back in Shocktreatment's main base, TriberiumX tried to go for a Harvester kill after killing a power plant, but the power plant came back online for Shocktreatment just in time, and this double buzzer hive has pretty much 100% defended this descent rush from TriberiumX.
Yeah, this was a really good, just tactical play from Shocktreatment to go for the 2 Tiberium spikes instead of trying to engage.
And on top of that, he got 1 Harvester. He may get a second Harvester, so on top of the Tib spikes, he gets 2 Harvesters. Shocktreatment with a fantastic opening here in game number 4, looking to even the series up 2-2.
Oh yeah, this is very good for Shocktreatment. Honestly, this might even be like, I don't know that it's ready to be GG yet.
It's pretty close.
He definitely took some serious wins here. And TriberiumX definitely on the back foot. So now the question is, I mean, Shocktreatment has to know that he has the advantage here. Even though, so Shocktreatment up to tier 2 as well. I'm curious if he's just going to attack straight into tier 3 and see if he can solidify his advantage that way, or if he's going to commit harder to tier 2 movements with maybe Devourer tanks or something like that.
TriberiumX is doing okay on the economy front with 2 refineries and 4 harvesters, but missing that 50 credits a second from the dual tib spikes, and having spent the money on the additional harvesters and having lost both of them. Yeah, this is definitely going to be an uphill climb for TriberiumX. He is going to the south. He is going to his natural expansion down there, and that is where the drone ship of Shocktreatment is also heading. So they're going to fight for the southern field.
Yeah, I like this from Shocktreatment. I think you push early. I think waiting until tier 3 would be a mistake.
Yeah.
You gotta solidify a significant advantage like you've got now. Dropping the lightning spike, bringing in 2 charged Devourer tanks. This is just going to keep TriberiumX off of this field, and it's going to really put him in a spot that he can't recover from. So this is a really smart play. I honestly think this might be the game right here, unless these Devourer tanks can get dealt with. I'm surprised that he's not targeting the harvesters, and instead choosing to focus down gunwalkers.
Well, just as you say that, he decides to harvest. He decides to nuke one of the harvesters, and he's trying to make something happen here. The defense just almost doesn't exist for TriberiumX.
Yeah, it just can't. He's just too far behind economically here. And not having the 50 credits a second, like you were saying, it's huge. It makes a big difference in these games where neither one of these guys are slouches. So, being up that amount of cash and being able to pump out 1 additional unit in a span of a minute makes that much of a difference.
So if you right-click scroll, it puts the textures back. I don't know if that does that for you, but, well, Gunwalker's Seeker Tanks trying to attack Shocktreatment here, and this is a bad idea in every conceivable way. He's attacking into base defenses. He's attacking into dev tanks. Bad game. GG gets called, or bad move, excuse me, not bad game. But, and yeah, Shocktreatment evens things up. Did you get the thing about the right-click scroll?
I don't know what that means, but I hear the words.
Yeah, so like if you scroll around the map using your right-click.
Well, we'll talk about it in a second because I don't want to miss this game. That was well played by Shocktreatment.
That was a crazy
honestly,
good game by him.
The first game of this series that we watched between them, which was on that Tournament Meadows, I was surprised. I expected Shocktreatment to have a much better plan of action on that map, and it just didn't seem. It seemed like he was being led around by the hand in terms of where that game was going, and it just seemed like Troll Report GG had the game in his hands. This game, it felt way more controlled by Shocktreatment. He had a perfect plan at the beginning, sends those 2 sets of buzzers or disintegrators to go kill off the Tiberium spikes, comes back in to solidify his force in the middle, takes out some harvesters. That was huge. And that ultimately decided the game.
And now coming back from a 2-0 deficit, Shocktreatment has taken us to the ace match, game number 5. And, yeah. What a great comeback here for Shocktreatment. Like, solid play.
Yeah, it's very good play. The last 2 games that we've watched are classic Shocktreatment, where this is what you'd expect to see from him. But again, TriberiumX doing a very good job. I mean, again, if Shocktreatment hadn't committed to going those disintegrators, I think Troll Report's efforts would have actually been a little bit better.
Ooh.
But it's just well played.
We are into a bit of a classic for our finisher in the north of Pipeline Problems as the Yellow Nod. This is TriberiumX, opening up with a fast 2-0, but now being beaten back.
And then down in the south, as the pink GDI, we have Shocktreatment.
So GDI versus Nod, Pipeline Problems. Of course, this is a map with very close blue Tiberium, pretty good-sized field. And then we often see this game resolve over here on the right side of the map between these 2 green Tiberium fields. GDI with Juggernauts, I feel like, are going to be in a stronger position on this map. I feel like that's what mostly seals the deal, but we've seen TriberiumX do some good things late game, so don't count them out.
I'm looking forward to seeing the harassment here. I think the harassment is going to determine this game in particular. because if they can get some early harassment, they being TriberiumX in particular with the bike buggy, if he can get in and do some early harassment on shock treatment and get that blue Tiberium kind of under control, so that way shock treatment can't run away with the game, like you were saying with the artillery advantage, I would claim being in favor of shock treatment, then I think he's actually going to have a good spot. It is definitely going to be a difficult battle, I think, for TriberiumX here. Even choosing the map, and I can't remember if he chose a faction or if this was random, but I feel like using Nod on this map is actually maybe putting yourself at a little bit of a disadvantage.
I do believe they did play random. Now, we do have an APC engineer. Looks like it's just going to be for the Tiberium spike. I was thinking back to the Shoktrepet. Oh, no, wait. He's going... Oh, wait. Never mind. Okay. I was thinking back to the Shoktrepet games, and I was like, oh, my gosh. If this best of 5 ends with an APC engineer, which is how we saw our first 2 games of the day go down, just very short games with APC engineer captures, I was gonna laugh that we had made it full circle for game number 5 of this different series. But yeah, if you think back to game number 2 of this series, which was the first game we saw iTrollGG being mobile and using that mobility to his advantage. And it's going to be harder to do on pipeline problems, but there still is an opportunity to do it.
Yeah, and it's really going to rely on how much shock treatment's kind of managing all the different fronts. I like what he's doing already. He's getting out some rocket squads, kind of anticipating the transition here from Troll Report to go into Bike Buggy. Oh no, I'm sorry. It is going to be an APC engineer. And it looks like maybe an APC rocket squad as well. So this is interesting. I'm curious where this APC engineer is going.
He's going to go for the mutant hovel. That's the real pro play move. The mutant hovel. So you get the mutant hovel, right? And then you stick the mutants inside of the APC, right? And then you call for transport. That's the real pro play move. That.
I do like it, though, to be fair. Underrated mutants. They don't get enough love.
Yeah, they don't get enough love because they aren't actually very good in 99.9% of competitive settings. But I do love seeing them. Like
That was Sybert saying that, not me. I love you, mutants.
Ooh. Now, this APC engineer over here on the right side of the map does technically get spotted by shooting down a militant squad. So that is a little bit of a notification to... TriberiumX is on top of it. 5 Scorpion tanks responding to this APC engineer. This is going to get shut down pretty hard.
Yeah, a bit of an over-response, I think. He certainly didn't need 5 Scorpion tanks.
No, don't take the chance.
Might be tipping his hand a little bit.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely overkill, but don't take the chance.
Yeah, well played by shock treatment to try to get that engineer out and maybe try to get that expansion point. If you could have snagged that at the very least, that would have been a pretty nice pickup, actually. And then EMP control center is there, too. Again, I think, honestly, an undervalued neutral structure.
Oh, it definitely is. And it's like we see it make a difference in air battles. Not this will necessarily come to air battles, but a big group of Venoms getting nuked by an EMP, that could be changing the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I do know the reason that nobody goes for them is that they're very difficult to defend.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to shoot it down.
You almost can't defend it, so, yeah.
Both players up to Tier 2. It could be the tech towards that Tier 3 late-game army that we were referencing earlier. Both players going for their natural expansion here in the middle of the map, and this is where things are going to get bloody and messy for the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, I like the infantry move here by TriberiumX. I think he maybe should have committed a bit more into the infantry. I would have liked to see it a lot heavier and really engaging now, not waiting until Tier 3. I don't think he wants to wait until shock treatment can get a bunch of watchtowers up to defend against it. I think he should be looking to fight that battle now.
Well, and if he waits too long... Oh, no, never mind. Tier 3 is already up. So, yeah, Sonic Emitter is also going to be a threat, which makes this infantry, as you were referencing, even more difficult to be really strong. A couple of sniper teams here on the front line shooting a lot of free damage at this infantry army. And, like you said, he waited too long, and now the infantry army is outclassed.
Yeah, this is just a tough spot. I think the longer this game goes on, the worse it looks for TriberiumX. There is a carry-all with an engineer inside of it.
He's flying directly over everything of... So this is like the most telegraphed engineer in the world.
There's no anti-air, and there's no movement in effort to stop it, so you might be able to snag the Tiberium spike at the very least. maybe deny that income, but it's not going to matter too much. It looks like Shocktreatment pushing hard forward with the small tier 1 army that he has, but then also the supporting juggernauts in the back.
Yeah, so I guess he will potentially get something, but as you said, the clear and present danger right here, right now, is this army. Railguns finishing up on these Predator tanks, making them even stronger.
So interestingly enough, TriberiumX dropping his engineer in the bottom right corner, maybe faking out the fact that he was going to go for the Tiberium spike, but maybe really going to send that engineer around. No,
yeah.
Where's he going with it?
I don't know. At the same time, he has Shocktreatment, that is, has pulled back from the front line. He's dealing with a couple of Scorpion tanks. They get destroyed pretty darn quickly. And yeah, that engineer, he's slowly making his way towards, I guess, the front line? This war factory?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the plan is here. I don't think it's great. I think, honestly, taking the Tiberium spike would have been a better play. I mean, he's going to get the war factory. I think that's a consolation prize, if anything.
If he could produce railgun Predators from that war factory, then it might be worth it. But, yeah, I think that's going to be a little bit of a slowdown to Shocktreatment.
Yeah, I don't think he would want to produce anything off of that. He's definitely going to lose it. So you'd just be dumping more money down the drain. This is not looking good for TriberiumX. I don't know what the mechanism is by which he wins here. He's got a Vertigo Bomber. You know, a good force of Vertigo Bombers could really do some serious damage here.
Yeah.
Especially to these Juggernauts.
But just having one and taking that much damage when you first reveal it, this is going to be hard. Pitbull's moving up to the front line. Again, Railgun Predators here as well. The War Factory is gone, so it's a little bit of a cash boost for TriberiumX. But yeah, as you said, he does not have a great late-game plan. If he can draw this out, the Vertigo Bombers may be the only thing, but that's going to be hard to make them actually cost-efficient against all of the anti-air of Shocktreatment.
Yeah, it's tough. This map, I have to say, this map just doesn't have the obvious unit compositions for Nod that you see from GDI. You know, the Juggernauts are just so strong in this situation, and we're just not going to see the equivalent coming out here from TriberiumX.
Vertigo Bombers
Bombers flying in.
Coming in, yep. They kill one, and one of them does go down. So a 1-to-1 trade.
Yeah.
Hold on. This is an MCV cap in the south. I don't think it's going to be very successful, as it's already taken a lot of damage. Hand of Nod going to be going down, and it looks like the engineer is going to try and come on out, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And nice try. That was an adorable attempt in the south there by TriberiumX, but not gonna.
I mean, a good effort. A good effort. Honestly, the harassment needed to be way more than one engineer on the other side of the map. It needed to be bike buggy early. It needed to be prolific around the sides of the map, so that way Shocktreatment can't do what he's doing right now, where he just masses up this gigantic frontline force that you just can't match, you know, 1-to-1 as Nod, and he's just going to continue to march forward. There's just no way to stop this at this stage.
It looks like it's lights out in the tournament and in this series for TriberiumX. After a great 0-2 or 2-0 opening, he's going to kind of fall down at the last moment here. Massive damage with these couple of harvesters, massive amounts of crushing on these rocket squads. If only the rocket squads were the only thing breaking down the base of TriberiumX.
Yep, so I mean, good play to take out those rocket squads. They definitely slow things down by taking them all out, but I mean, Railgun Predator tanks, man, they're going to come in and do some serious damage, and they don't cost much to produce either. So they're going to be tough to deal with. The Vertigo Bombers, you know, doing some last-ditch effort, taking down some Juggernauts, but they're just going to be replaced by engineers here shortly. We see a barracks down on the front line here for Shocktreatment. So, yeah, it is going to be a pretty steady, slow but steady pushback here from Shocktreatment.
Well, you have to admire TriberiumX's commitment to fighting it out and trying to, you know, not giving up. He's trying all of this stuff. You know, the Vertigo Bombers, the engineers around the side. He's trying a whole bunch of stuff to try and come back in this game. The problem is, none of these are the right solution.
No, and he just doesn't have the eco. There's just no eco on the map for him. I mean, there's blue Tiberium, but I mean, that's a band-aid on a bullet wound, my friend.
Yeah.
There's just nothing you can really do to this. Honestly, like, I admire the energy to continue fighting this match, but this match is long over.
Now we do have a 6 Scorpion tank hit squad that is going to try and single-handedly turn the entire game around, but
it would have to be quick. You know, they are upgraded. They have laser capacitors, so they can do some damage, but I don't think it's going to be enough to really turn the tide.
If they got the crane... Nope, there's already a second MCV. Never mind, in the middle of the map. Yep. Now, there was an attempt by the Vertigo Bomber to do some splash damage on multiple Predator tanks, and it totally whiffed. He force-fired on the ground, and he missed basically all of the Predator tanks. It was unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, I like the upgraded Scorpion tanks. They would have been a lot better a lot earlier. Again, you know, as this game goes on, we even have a commando out as well. He's going to run straight into the MCV. Not going to get it because it's packed up, but honestly, it's just delaying the inevitable. Might even get a power plant before it dies.
Nice. Gets the power plant. The MCV, of course, can't unpack itself, can't build any more power plants. And, well, actually, he does unpack himself far enough away from the commando to not die, but there's still juggernauts there. Now, TriberiumX did kill the Tier 3, but that is it. GG gets called. Have fun for the tourney. TriberiumX with a great showcase today, but ultimately falling short of the semifinals.
Good game, though. Good game. Again, I think he just he had to have had a really good early game strategy to win with Not on this map. I think it's a tough uphill battle to fight as the game progresses. I think it becomes more of a game where you have to expect that Shocktreatment throws somehow. Which maybe that's what Troll Report was expecting, but it just didn't happen. And you can't really rely on that as a strategy, especially against good players. I mean, you know, Shocktreatment is not somebody that you would expect to make simple mistakes and enough so to keep you in a game that is otherwise lost.
And that takes us into the semifinals of this accidental tournament cast, where Spartacus and I fell into casting a tournament purely by accident. But we've got 2 semifinal matches potentially coming up. I know we've both got limited time here, Shocks, or Sparty. So how are we going to call this one?
I'll let you decide. I mean, I don't mind if that's the series that we close things off with. I think we've seen some pretty good games, and it's reminded me how much fun this is. Just sitting down and watching particularly high level games and just enjoying, you know, watching the different strategies and kind of seeing how things play out.
And
I think the new maps, especially for Tib Wars, you know, aside from the weird graphical bugs,
yeah.
They actually look pretty cool.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, Kane's Wrath has had so many good community maps over the last, 5 years or whatever, and Tib Wars just never had any of those, but now it seems they're making their way into Tib Wars. They're providing some good games. They're providing some interesting differences from the original, 7 or 8 maps that have been played for 100 years. So, yeah, I'm definitely happy to call it here. If this was an actual tournament stream, I would be a little bit more concerned, but we had a fairly limited window to make this stream work out, so we're keeping it pretty casual today.
And not only that, but I may actually take the opportunity on my own to cast maybe a game or two from the finals later on my own channel. So if you guys are not following over there, be sure to check me out over on YouTube. You guys know where I am. I won't even shout it out.
Yeah, I don't know what your YouTube channel URL is, but just search for Spartacus and then like Tib Wars or Kane's Wrath or something to find his YouTube channel.
You'll find me.
That everyone already knows. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Spartacus, it's been fun just riffing on nothing with you guys and with you, and then talking some smack for no reason and just hanging out.
It's always fun, man. It's always fun. I appreciate the opportunity to cast some games. I appreciate you kind of prodding me along too to actually get back into it a little bit. This was fun.
It's been like a 6-month-long process.
I know. And luckily I had some availability today, so I'm glad it worked out that you had some as well. But yeah, man, I'd say enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy your weekend, and I'll be keeping an eye on your channel and kind of seeing what you got going on, and maybe we collab again sometime soon.
Yeah, I think definitely some more dual casts in the future, but that, of course, will do it for us for today. Thank you all very much for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys another time. This is Sybert, signing out.